somebody says it's permitted, is it leniency or stringency?
Depends what it is.
You tell me here. Yeah, what is it? You tell me here.
You have to bring a riot what it is.
I have to be right. When you tell me don't eat it and says you could eat it, that's a leniency to me. For the government, for the people. Okay, good. V'chen Piresh Habach bereish Siman Kuf Yud Beis. So the Bach also in Siman Reish Kuf Yud Beis said the same thing. That what? That Bishul Akum is only also when it can defy it and change, and you worry for the whole time. Comes the Pri Chodosh and it says Ve'eino Noach. I want to read it because well to understand exactly what he says. Ve'eino Noach is not comfortable for me. So the Pri Chodosh has a couple of kashas. The question is why those kashas are not kashas on Iran, Rashi. But let's see what he has a kasha. What's his kasha? Ve'eino Noach is not comfortable for me. Deim ken if so. Beitz etzluya mayasuma. The Gemara says if I have an egg which is roasted, why is also? What's his question really? Why the fire didn't change his creation? It's not true. Because before it was liquid. And not only that before it was see-through liquid, now it becomes white. He changed the structure. Yeah, it's roasting the egg. The Rosh understands that if I eat roast an egg, the fire didn't change the structure. So I still have a full egg. Before it was a full egg, now it's a full egg. The shell didn't change, but inside you change.
The inside, the outside of both.
Okay. Maybe he's okay. Vegam also, it's hard for me to understand this kasha. Vegam divra Aran, also the words of the Ran at what? That the fire didn't change. I think that the kasha of Beit Tzluya is not on the Ran. The kasha of Beit Tzluya is only a kasha on the Rashbam in the Goy Soshri. The Rashbam in Goy Soshri says, why need the fire to change the structure? That you could put in pure food inside. Beitz, although you change the structure, but there's no worry they put inside non-kosher food because it's closed. You can maki it. So according to this, why Beitz Tzluya Asura, according to Agoy Soshri, he's asking a kasha on Agoy Soshri. That is a kasha on the Ran. Again, the Agoy Soshri said the reason why you're not allowed to eat double something with the fire didn't change his creation, because if it changes creation, you worry for double tummy. He says, not true, I'll show you I changed the creation, like Beit Tzluya, which is also, but there's no worry of double tummy there.
Yeah, something can't go through the eggshell when you cook it.
That's it. Yeah, man, that's a simplicity. Doesn't go through. You can't recognize. By cooked food, you can't recognize because everything changes creation. But he says, but the bait is complete, and the inside changed from whatever it is to become hard egg. But there's no worry that the impure food is inside. And even if you could, but it's not the normalcy. You know, you can inject, you can have infrared, the normal thing, egg, roast egg. There's nothing with them, there's no worry inside. The guy, that's his kasha. You hear, what's your name there? You hear, Baruch? You got the kasha? And the Bach and the Agoy Soshri is asking. Beit Tzluya, and you change the fire, change the structure, and there's no worry of double tummy. Should be mutter.
Sometimes they crack when you do that, and if they crack and you send the liquid, something that would go through the crack, it's good. But a lot of times they crack.
Also no liquid will not go through because it's hard. The egg itself doesn't.
No, it's shell.
Shell and egg.
Yeah, it's the shell, not the egg.
Yeah, but you don't worry. Maybe the guy mixed inside into pure food. Maybe you get a blio swallowing. I mean, I'm talking about swallowing. I'm talking about mixing in double tongue inside. So there's no worry about mixing here. What? Right. We're talking about even klita home. No problem of bliois here. We're not talking about giula akum. We're talking about here double tongue. Where's the Avodah mixed inside? It's a strong kasha on the Rashbam, the way Agos Hashri explains it.
Why did he didn't say the less than the
Unless we have to say Loi Plu. Normally, you don't change the Kiyoshes, but then here, it's also Loi Plu.
It's
hard. What?
Didn't say the lesson tamua.
It's not comfortable for me.
And that's not a strong.
Right.
So
Because maybe, like I just said, you can say like plug. Rabbis normally when change creation is a word of Otome. So you're right, Beit Tzlurizim, as long as the fire changes creation, still the rabbis left the Gzeda. Could be. But it's hard, it's not comfortable, he says. Vegam divra Aran einam brurim etzli. Also the words of the Ran are not clear by me. Da'ini merirei umetzirei da'asirei. What is that? Loi mashma is simplicity. You understand? Is not you cannot derive from it simply. Shenishtanu mibriosom. The fire and roasting simplicity didn't change them. Let's see. Let's open it. Let's bring the book and see. We have a Rashi that explains those words. Let's see.
Patriot, Ari is patriot. Patriot is Ari. No, that's Avodah. It's not Avodah. Rashi just said that Ari is Bul, Rich, he says Targum, patriot.
You found it? Yeah, where is it? I Mishcha Shlika the Ramoy also. Ani Shlika the Ramoy Mai. Chayu lo itibo levar Yishor, Merir lo itibo Iloch, levar Yasir velo Metzei Mai. אמרו לו, מה הייתי בו ילכו? דרבי עושה, ולוי אשתיסו, okay. So what does מצאי means? נחלין חיים על דעת חג. מרין, אין נחלין חיים ושלא, I don't know, what is it? It seems to be some cooked vegetables that are more, the bitterness. שתיסו רב שור עבוד לשמואל עושה, וחיתו בסדר כל העולפים.
Ari the Shlik says Pirush Boyser. Boyser. No, Ari is Boyser. Pnei Tmori. Pnei Tmori Shulchoim.
What?
Look at the Benu Chanan exposed. Ani Ari the Shlik Pirush Boyser Pnei Pagei Tmori. Pagei Tmori. Things of figs.
אוקיי. פירוש בויסר, הם פגי תמרים שלוקים של גויים. פגים המתוקים על הישורים ורירים ועל הסירים של אוקיי. So we talk about now dates. תמרים is dates. So he says, according to the Rabbeinu Hanan. She says, Gam Divra Aran Einam Bruri Metzli. Why? Da'ini Merirei Umetzia Dasirei. The Gemara says it's also. 1 second. Ani Aini Shigi Da'amoi Mai. Chalu Dibor Levad Aishor. Merir Lo Tibor Levad Aosu. The Gemara says Maror is also. Kiro Metzia. Mai Omarlu Mai Tibor Lechu. That be also. Manu Levi. She said it's also. Lo mashma shenishtan b'roson, simply those dates didn't change from their creation. Al da'u b'tzniya, through fire and roasting it. V'chen, so in the same way, roiv dvorim anitzlim bohu. Majority of things have been roasted in fire. Ein lo mishtanim b'riosom, they don't change the creation. If so, let's permit all roasting of goyim. Because most roasting of goyim, or most of it, because most roasting of goyim doesn't change the creation.
And you cannot say that.
And it's much of the Gemara, a lot of roasted things also, like beitza, like mitzia, those fig, dates, etc. It's a kasha neran. What are you saying? Marir is dates, he can't eat raw. So the fire changed and he can eat it. Good. Says na necha kamoshu chai, and it goes on tables like king. Good. But what are you going to say? If you're going to say that the fire needs to change its creation in order to be also, and the Gemara says it also, must mean that the fire changed and the fire didn't change. Must be, I don't need this barometer. As long as it cannot be eaten raw and it's important food, it's also. That's what it's also. But if you have another barometer that it need to change, it didn't change, why it's also. That's his kasha against the man. Woohoo! What are you going to answer that? That's a very strong kasha, because he's asking roiv dvorim anitzlim. Majority of things which have been roasted and fire don't change from the creation. What? Yes. Sure, because we say beitza tzluya is also. If bishul akum was only bishul, not tzliya, why it's also? So tzliya definitely is included in bishul. So if tzliya is included in bishul, so let's permit most tzliya.
The common vessel, Sunday, right? The common vessel, we did Saturday, that means the fire is not really cooking more with water.
Right, cooking with water, roasting is on fire. She's asking, no, it's not anything, but the Gemara said that roasting is included in bishul. In the gather of bishul akum, roasting is also part of that. The Gemara says beitza tzluya, my. There's also the Gemara says. Beitza tzluya sur, the Gemara says.
That's not roasting.
And then the Gemara says about shlokois. The more talks about beitza. Beitza tzluya is also. You see, tzluya is part of bishul akum.
Before that, what's called fire, that's the sort of how you use the fire. The one you said like then, you said it's only the oven. It's not only like that.
I don't remember such an opinion. I don't remember what you say. Says the comes the Bir Chodosh because of two kashas. One kasha on that goes Soshri from Beit Tzluya. There's no worry of double tummy. And a kasha on Iran that says that the fire needs to change. And because double tummy is not the fire needs to change, where did it change? By Tzliya. And Ani Miriri Mitzida Sirei, the fire which is cooked, shlokois, the fire didn't change the creation. Pashtus. He understands that Ani Dahini Merir Mitzida Sirei. He understands, talk about not cooking, talking about roasting it. When we saw there in the Rabbeinu Hanan and Reb Shleime, he's talking about shlokos. And shlokos literally means cooked food. Where did he see that this is roasting? I don't know where he got it from. Is that my problem, Shleime? There's no such thing. I don't know, he's mixing up boxes here.
Says the Gemara Shlika.
Right. Ani shlike, aini shlike naramoima. Chulye lo tiva, what's chulye?
The Gemara, not even the Hanan, it's the Gemara. Maybe it's a different place. Maybe talking about different Gemara.
Gemara.
Different places. Says Shlika, talk about Rishon,
The Gemara says aini shlike. He understands that those aini, meriri and metziye, is what? It's being roasted. Rashi says clearly is bishul. Ubishul bishul memaktron. Clearly there in the Shtisa. So I know where he got it from. When he got this Gemara there that it's roasting. Look what he says. Let's read inside. The Pri Chodosh, the way he quotes. Let's see it's inside. He says, "Ve'eino noachli." The Goldstein is not comfortable with it. Imken beitz etzluya ma'asur. Why we prohibit roasted egg? There's no problem. There's no chash of doverisu inside. Number one, the gamen also. Divra Aran eno brurim etzli. Also, the words of Aran is not clear to me. The ahini meriri. What is ahini? Ahini is tmorim. Meriri is bitter tmorim. Umetzi in middle, not sweet, not bitterness. The asire, the flametchetam would basis also. Lo imashma shenishtanu mibriyoson de'ahu betzliya. It's not mashma that the fire changed them through roasting, from creation to roasting. The Gemara is talking about cooking. And you understand it's also tzliya. And tzliya didn't change. The majority of things that are being roasted. He says, figs definitely, if you roast it, didn't change its creation. Not figs. Dates, I mean. Dates, the fire didn't change. Don't talk about cooking, but there's fire. There's roasting. Most things that are being roasted in fire, don't change the creation. If so, let permit roasting of going. But the Gemara is talking about cooking there. Elamai understands that not only cooking, also roasting. Shlok is not roasting. Shlok is just overcooked. Rashi says in Masechet Brochas, what the shlok is, bevusholim arbe, cooked a lot. That's the whole point. Shlok is cooked a lot, so again destroys the creation. And roasting doesn't change the creation. It's all kashiya. So what is he jumping from roasting from cooking to roasting? For different things. What?
The base says by the base.
By tzluya, yes. But it's not, but he's jumped to aini.
Maybe because the pan, when it comes to cooking, cooked foods in a pan, it's just the same thing. You put a piece of steel over a fire and you put the stuff on the top of the steel. It's the same way you cook foods. Cook them in a metal sheet or a metal pan like they roast chestnuts and stuff like that. They cook them the same way they cook foods. They cook them the exact same way. You just put them right on top of a metal piece and they cook it like that. It's not necessarily upon a grill with a fire underneath like roasting. It's in a pan. Steel sheet. Just like cooking.
Grilling is not
Doesn't make sense here.
grilling is not cooking.
Ahini, meir metzi, which also talk about cooking. So if it's cooked, maybe it changes creation.
Yeah, but do you hear me? Can you hear me?
Jump to roasting, this is majority of things every roast don't change, okay? So it's matik tzedakot, kasha good, maybe. Tzliya permits, most things by through tzliya permits. And ochanami. But ahini is talking about that you cooked it, shlokos.
Maybe you understand that visual, the shimmy of visual is only by its flavor.
Opposite, it says by tzliya didn't change.
In this case,
It was yes in the Ran. Yudaran says that in Nishtan Brioson, so why Aini Merir Metzida Sire, Mashma, no Mashma Brioson is not Mashma that the Shloko is there, changes creation. And he says why? Through the fire and roasting. What do you mean? There's no roasting, there's no cooking. Can say Lo Mashma the Bishul changes creation. You can ask that. What do you got in this Mashma? I don't know. Didn't say no mashma nisham yoson through fire and roasting. It's not roasting it.
what visual with water?
Yes, sure.
So suppose on Lamed Zayin on the base over there, he says, "Shlokus in your notes have shul."
Good.
Could be that these things are dry, they put on a pan or on a piece of metal, there's no liquid in them in order to cause them to be cooking.
Right.
It's roasting, but it's just like cooking, because it's the exact same form that you're doing, you're putting it in a metal pan or metal steel.
Good.
No, but it's so dry, these grains and all this stuff, they don't have any moisture, so it doesn't exude any moisture, so it's not like cooking in the way that it doesn't change it, but still it's the same thing of eating on a metal pan. The thing itself doesn't change because of its nature.
I agree.
Who said Shlokus?
What about if I put it in water? If I put dates in water, the dates changes?
Yes.
A long time, a month.
Not a long time. You put dates on fire with water, the dates will change.
Yes.
He's asking loy mashma is not mashma shenishtam and it changes creation even through cooking. And he says al de'u b'tzliya through fire by roasting and surely even by cooking surely by roasting. This is if they change the fire, the water, and the fire didn't change creation. Surely by roasting, and most things are didn't change, so let's permit all roasting. So he's really asking from bishul to roasting. It's not mashma in the words. Mashma somehow they understood that those ini, those dates are roasted. It's not true. It's cooked. Moses shlike clearly.
Those supposed that the even of Shlokus
Hey,
doesn't say how, doesn't say that the visual,
how you doing?
the finished product. How do you get to it anyway?
Welcome home. Baruch haba.
Everywhere in Shas, the word shlakot means overcooked, cooked food. Shloko is
Why put there the time?
what?
Those supposed to not die on the base. I put here the time of Shlokus is in the beginning. In the Shlokus in your introduction.
Right?
We said, why you have to say?
What is tapshi? Means with water.
Try to find more what it is.
No.
In the mashma, it's to.
There's a problem. What is shloko is? The problem is shloko is against bread. What's first? What's second? That's the problem.
We didn't say perish.
Is the Shlokus in your introduction to the mashma?
Right.
So if it's just the point, he said perish. If he's saying it not perish, means that he's saying it is.
Who says Shlokus is not going to be bishul? Where does it say?
He says, you want a tafshil? Cook.
Yeah, but the tafshil is the finished product. How do you get there? So
Yes.
you can make the tafshil.
Yeah, could be tzliya. That's what he says. By eggs, you see tzliya. But when the Gemara says that those are ini shlokos, what are we talking about? And that flamet chet amud beis.
Right. So what does it say?
Says ini shlokos.
What by this marriage?
Yes. Ani aini shlike. Daramoy. What is shlike? Cooked. Look also in Rabbeinu Hanan. Pirush boys ben pageit marim shlukim shel goyim.
Yeah, but it doesn't say how you get it.
Shlokos means you cooked it.
Tosfos says the Indian is tafshil.
So it says shlokos is cooked. Tafshil. What is tafshil? What does tafshil mean? Through water. It's not sli. Sli is not tafshil. No. It's included in cooking, but it's not. Roasting is one thing. Sli is one thing, and bishul is cooking.
I have to get the
It's the same category as far as isu.
The color dude.
You said the words sliya means fire. We say the word bishul means water.
Yeah.
The way you get.
But not shloko. Shloko is not sliya.
That's what says shloko is tafshil.
Good, I know. So you can say
Okay.
shloko means tafshin, but you can't say shloko means sliya.
You can say tzliya because shloko is tafshil.
Sliya means what? Shloko is?
Tzliya is the derech of getting to shloko.
Yeah, you got a better chance
Sliya is
of
what?
Also, bishul is the derech to shloko.
Yeah.
Shloko is not tafshil.
No, shloko is
It's not bishul.
okay. Let's see. Let's bring here more bochas. Give me what was a. Yeah, we see more ones. I think if I remember correctly, Rashi Bochas says what is shloko is mevushal arbe. Cooked a lot.
Overcooked.
Overcooked, yes. You know bochas? Okay.
In sleep, also a receiver, but sleep, there is no hashash, no hashash.
One second. Let's see if I'm right. If I remember correctly.
What?
What?
For a while.
Sleep, there is no hashash that the Shema Yarbeblo or the hard time.
Right. Yes, that's his kasha. It's a kasha against the Goy Shoshri, and also a kasha against the Ram. Yeah.
You get it right here. All right. All right, Zara. Let's lachen. Here it's all go for that.
Okay. Oh. Oh. Rashi says Sholuk. Sholuk aveni moach tfei mevushal. Sholuk is more melted than cooking. That's what Rashi says.
More or less.
Sholuk means that it's being melted more than cooking. Means a lot of cooking overcooked a long time.
It doesn't mean that. It's the matzah of the food.
Right. It's the matzah of the food, not the process of eating it.
More as a shaila, if I cook food, vegetables, one thing, the bracha didn't change, but if I did shlikah, it stays the same thing or not? Rashi says, why? Because shaluk melts the vegetables much more than cooking. So I understood from this sugya that shlokos.
I don't know, you can say it's tzliya is more strong than fish.
What?
You can say that shlok is not kind of tzliya. That's why it's more strong than fish.
Shlokos means that you cooked it until it became melted. It's not roasting. Okay, that's what I see with the Gemara here. It's in Bog in the 6th chapter. Oh, I forgot. Mice. Yeah, the Gemara Bog says we know shokers means overcooked, cook a long time till the vegetables or the fruits, whatever you're cooking, the food is melt, soft and melt. That's shokers. So now it says those dates which were melted, shlokois. So comes the Chodosh and as a kasha didn't change. No, if it's shlokois means it change. My roasting doesn't change it, but we're not going to roasting. But shlokois means change it, then it melted. Those dates that are being shlokois, not mashma, not true. The whole concept of shlokois means melted. And you cooked a long time, so they're melted. So what's his kasha? They didn't change from his creation. And then he says, he didn't change the creation through fire of roasting. We're talking about roasting, about cooking. And which cooking? The higher level of cooking, of shlokois, that has been melted. So what's his kasha? Elamai wants to stop. The majority of things which have been roasted, are not changed from creation. Vim can if so, natir so you can permit the roasting of goyim. Maybe yes, maybe all roasting I can permit. Besides beitza, because by beitza when you roast it, it changes from liquid to solid. It changes from clear chelmon to hard to white chelmon.
On the result and not the action. Because you talk about the action, which kind of fire, which kind of cookie. We talk about the result that it's cooked, that it's changed.
But the Gemara talked about the results, shlukim, sholuk. Results, so the results are changed. So the fire changed. What's this kasha? I don't understand the Pri Chodos kasha. The first kasha again, Tzagos should understand. Beit Tzluya changes creation, but there's no worry of putting in pure thing inside. Yes, but the kasha has an eran from those ahini merirei. The Gemara says ahini shlokois merirei. Talk about those dates which are overcooked and melted. He says, "Loi mashma." It's not mashma from the Gemara. Shenishtam burios. It's not true. It didn't change. It says shlokois. Shlokois is what? From the Amud base. Now she says shlokois means is nimoyak, more than mevushal. It's melted more than cooking. So the thing changed in his creation. What's his kasha? Elamai has a kasha stam and tzliya. Tzliya's muto besides a change. Normal tzliya didn't change. It's permitted. But certain tzliya that did change, like by an egg, there's also what's his kasha? No kasha. What? Doesn't have to read a Rashi. He has a pshat, but it's a Pri Chodosh. Pri Chodosh normally is Achron. Rashi is a Rishon.
I know, but
and Rashi normally is the Pashtan. You know what Pashtan mean? What does Pashtan means? Simple meaning. See, if he wants a kasha on him to bring a raya. Okay. Comes up in Chodesh and he says, therefore seems to be the main thing is like the Rashbo. But the Asabah is that it says in the Rashbo, this is very important because here, according to this Rashbo, you can change the whole understanding here. Ma'amayim shel nishtan b'riyoson, water didn't change its creation by cooking. Alidehu through the fire, afkol, even all foods that we not allowed to eat from goyim, that you're allowed to eat from goyim, shel nishtan b'riyoson dehu, that the fire didn't change its creation. Kloima, which means lo yasu. The rabbis did not prohibit elo only mashe nishtan al dehu, whenever the fire changed, mehech sherachilosoy, for being able to eat it. Something that was not, you didn't have ability to eat in the beginning, that wasn't proper in the beginning to eat. It became kosher, became permitted, became suitable, that's the right word, suitable, eating it, to eat it, through fire. Wow. Comes the Raj when he redefines what does it mean that the fire changes creation. According to the Goy Shri, the fire changes creation means you can't see the structure, so you worry for the Multomeh. So why Bates says also? And majority of tzliya, of roasting, didn't change his creation. Should permit all tzliya. As a kasha from Ihini, I don't understand. Okay. But therefore he says no. The Rajma says fire didn't change his creation means that the fire needs to change from not able to eat to able to eat. It's really, in another word, according to this, food that didn't change from his creation. You need to be something that you can eat it raw. And what is also that you cannot eat it raw? Everything is one thing. Wow. So he reformed the words. There's no three legs, no three parameters. It's only two. Cannot be eaten raw, and it goes on tables of kings. What does it mean cannot eat raw? You cannot eat raw means that you cannot eat, it wasn't kosher to be eaten. Like the puchadama. That's a big shine on the point. But something that you can't eat, some hilly-billy's girls eat the puchadama, right? I don't know, that's what somebody told me. They eat, some hilly-billy girls, they eat potatoes, it's true. Raw potatoes, no, it's true. They eat raw corn, they say. My uncle used to say that his wife, she came from hilly-billy, they eat corn from the field. What? Raw corn, what?
You could eat it, it's not hard to eat. If a person would want to eat it.
Potatoes, you can eat it raw from the ground.
Potatoes different, a corn is the.
Okay. The point is, cannot be eaten raw means that it's not kasher lachila. The fire has to change from nagarimu to red. What does it mean? The fire changes creation means the original creation. Which creation? Not. It doesn't mean the fire needs to change creation. It means to change the form. The fire needs to change creation. Doesn't mean creation means form. It means creation means that wasn't the original creation was enough, cannot eat it. And the fire changes creation, you can eat it. Which creation makes an effect of eating? Not creation, just a blank form and you worry for the Tomeh. Changes creation means that the creation cannot be eaten. Was created, you cannot eat it, and fire changes creation, you eat it. That's important food through fire, and therefore, so therefore you cannot eat it. The what? Yes. Right. He argues. The Gemara thought he argues. Sorry. He's not arguing, he's adding. I'm answering. No Avamina. We learn it. According to the Rajma, would learn like who we saw. Like Toysvis and Rabbeinu Tam. The Rajma learns like this Rabbeinu Tam, that the Sur and Pupavita, Sur learned Shmuel one way, and Pupavita learned Shmuel another way. Another way means not arguing, just they added leniency. They added another option. Shmuel added another option. He's not arguing. They had a tradition that there's another adding. Not only cannot eat it raw, there's another way to permit food of goyim that if it doesn't go on tables of kings, so then it's also permitted.
same condition as the Havamim, same condition.
Right. Cannot eat it raw means that the fire changed and you can eat it. Right? Comes another Shmuel and he adds, they add another svar. That not only that the fire changed it from not cannot be eaten, can be eaten, the fire changed it to be important food. Important food is not important food. The first one is Eino Nechal. You saw the order of the Gemara? Correct. Correct. He defines, you would say, Eino Nechal also means change the form, right? And Bepirush. One completes the other. And then he adds another song, and it goes on tables of kings.
I didn't understand what you just explained there.
I just explained that really there's only two barometers of cooked food of goyim they cannot eat. Bishul akum. Cannot be eaten raw, and change from its creation is one thing. Ur meshanim ibrioso, it doesn't mean form, the form. It means that it changes creation. It was created that you cannot eat it, and the fire changed the creation and you could eat it.
Kosher means prepared.
Prepared. Briosoi, shino brioso doesn't mean shinui of tzura, a shape and form. Shino brioso means that it changed to be that it can be eaten. Normally, it's also shino of tzura, but not necessarily. Not necessarily. That's the whole point. Not necessarily. So according to the Pri Chodosh, what do we got? So we have here a machloikes. We have a machloikes here between the Pri Chodosh and the Shach and the Beis Yosef, the way they understood the Mishnah Mibriosoi. The Ran, and then simply the Beis Yosef and the Shach understood. And the Ran holds that there's a third barometer. There's a third barometer to prohibit Bishul Akum, and as long as you don't have that third barometer, it's muto. If the fire didn't change the creation, like afunim, chickpea, green peas, like kloyois, like roasted grains, chestnut are permitted. Why? Although it cannot be eaten raw, and it's important food, but the fire didn't change its creation. And the Shach says to the level that that's the Ikar La'aloch in the Gemara, but a lot of poskim didn't bring it. Comes to Pri Megadim, he says that's not true. It cannot be true. It's not Ikar La'aloch. You want to say that's Ikar La'aloch? According to the Shach, it's Ikar La'aloch. That's Ikar Bashas, which means you can use it as although the Rishonim didn't hold it, poskim didn't bring it. But since it's Ikar La'aloch, you can be Mishatatchak or something. You can rely on it. But that's the main pshat. That's a true pshat in the Gemara. That's what seems to be from the Shach. But Yichon is not true. It cannot be the true pshat, because why roasted eggs is also there's no problem of double tummy there. That the fire changed the form, and therefore there's a word of double tummy. There isn't. Elamai deran says tam change the form is also. Why about the ini meriru all roasted food? So we couldn't understand this kasha. So they were talking about shlokos. We had a kasha and this kasha of Richonos. But because of that, Richonos says no. I'm redefining pshad. What does it mean? Nishtana hu. Shuvah the Gemara says the rabbanon v'asmachta. So nishtana hu also still stays, but nishtana hu also ve'enonecha kemo shucha is one thing. There's no three things. Is one thing. What? That's a clear Rashbo. However, what? We remove the kasha. We said the kasha doesn't start because it says shlokos. It says aini shliki. Shliki, and we brought Rashi in Masechet Brachos, the Flamedei Amud Beis, that shlokos is nimoach tfei, is melted more. So we talk about melted dates. So what is he asking? Didn't change the creation? Did change. Elamai, an egg, and is not a kasha. Egg did change the creation. Before it was liquid and see-through and yellow and see-through liquid, and now it's white. and strong yellow and solid changes creation. Elamai, there's no way of double talk. Okay, as a kasha on Goy Shri, but not on Rashi and Ram and Rif. That doesn't have a kasha. They are right. The change of creation is the main issue. Elamai, the machlokes joining. Rashba says the change of creation means not creation means hechsher achila, and they learn change creation means change the form. Yes, based on choose a kasha on the Goy Shri. I agree that's a kasha, but it's not a kasha on the Ram. That's what we explained today. It's not a kasha on the Ram. It's only a kasha on the Goy Shri, but on the Ram it changes creation.
What's that?
I have to explain the Prichodesh well. Otherwise, you don't know what's going on here. This I have to explain. Now he finishes. Ayin miri the Flamet Chet Amud Aleph. Here it's very important. Now, this is not the Prichodesh. This is we. We here, and that's for our papers, we added the miri. Okay? Ayin miri, because miri didn't exist. You know when they found the miri? Only about 70 years ago, 80 years ago. No, 90 years ago they found the miri. The time of the Mamish Chofetz Chaim is his end days of his life. They found the miri.
How they accept it?
Because a lot of these Shoinim quotes him. So they knew he exists, but didn't find his books.
Where'd they find them?
In the Geniza in Cairo. In Taka, the Chazon Ish, and the big fight, they said you cannot change halacha. When they found the Meiri, the Chazon Ish wrote a whole shtickle Torah, and the Meiri cannot change halacha. Because since, although he's a big Rishonim, but the reason why we value Rishonim is not because of Rishonim only. Because all the other Rishonim saw them and agreed to them and learned them and argued. Who? No, the Chazon Ish. Maybe also Rav Shach. Maybe also Rav Shach. But I saw the Chazon Ish inside of it. Okay, maybe spoke about it many times. Right. But we're not using now the Miri. What? Rambam and all the Rishonim, the value of the Rambam is not because the Rambam alone. Because the Rambam is being learned by thousands and thousands of big rabbis. And whatever they agree and disagree, that one makes a true Torah. Right. Right. Good. And now the Rabbin only. Thousands of big rabbis. So the Meiri here, we're not using change halacha, but using to change understanding. Let's see what he says. I Meiri da Flamet Ches. Sheik shakusha prichodim beitzah. Meiri asked the same kasha of the prichodim. Let's see what the Rambam says. What the Meiri is kasha. V'zelo shoynoi. This is the language of the Meiri. Betalmud HaMaarav, in the Talmud of the West, which is Yerushalmi, Besug Yezu in our Sugya Omud, they said, Bechitim Asam Klois, if I have wheat grains which I made roasted grains, Shamutoro it's permitted, Midinech al Kemo Shulcha, it's permitted because you can eat it raw. V'lo utzrach la'atiro mitam shel nishtam b'yoson. You don't have to come on to permit him because the fire didn't change the creation. The Rashi says why we can eat raw grain, roasted grain because the fire didn't change the creation. The Yerushalmi says, you know why you can eat roasted grain? Because you can eat it raw. Very strange. Talk about wheat. The shape didn't change. Like we saw the reason of permitting in the sug in the beginning when they thought it was no rice. Now he has a kasha. Even though roasted egg is prohibited, the Gemara prohibits. Even though you didn't change the structure by roasting the eggs, shiny is different. You cannot eat it raw. You cannot eat raw egg in any other way to eat it. Unless there's a way of healing. What was the kasha? What was the tenets?
It's interesting. He includes what I was wondering about with the egg that all the health people do with the egg.
Right.
He excludes that. Even then. he
How do we call it?
excludes
A yolk of an egg, they goggle it, how do you call it?
that. That's all.
They want to have good voice, eat it raw, they want a good voice, or they eat it raw.
Right, that coats the vocal cords.
Exactly. I remember what they used to say it's very healthy. They still say that?
The other day, the boys in the kitchen were telling this guy, listen, you didn't cook your egg enough, you're gonna get salmonella from that like that. That's how you get salmonella. You eat stuff like that, that's not good, you know? They said that in the kitchen just last week, when one of the boys had.
Okay, so let's go over what he says. He says the Talmud Maor of the Western, the Yerushalmi says the reason why you can eat roasted grains because you can eat it as raw, and not because that the fire didn't change the format. He calls nishtar the change creation means change form, not like the Rashba change. Brioso means change hechsher, ready to eat. He's saying that his form didn't change, but if it changes, also bekach.
What's Surah's?
That generation, you could eat it. People,
So maybe he learns that. 1 second. He has a problem. An egg, if it's closed egg with a shell, also the form didn't change. Didn't change the form. Normal vegetables, when you cook, it melts and you change the form. Here, the egg with a shell didn't change its form. Inside maybe came from liquid to salad, but didn't change its form. Says no, shiny. Here is different. And maybe that's what was the kasha of the Pri Chodosh, that Beit Tzluyo Amaya Suro, because you don't worry there's a double tummy there. And there's also a kasha in Iran that it didn't change its form. Okay, going to this definition. So he answers, shiny and egg is different. Since was no way to eat it before, so although the outside form didn't change, but it changed from not being eaten, the ability to eat in any form, only for refuah, but achila of not refuah, there's no way to eat it. So he didn't change the form, but he changed the extra achila. So he's saying, really, so what do we got? He's putting together the Rashba together with the Ran. And he says, Meshane Brioso, it can be two options. Normally, Meshane Brioso, he changes Bria, his creation means changes form. But sometimes he didn't change the form, but he changed from not kosher la'achila to be kosher la'achila. That's already like changing form. And Mimele is also, but it's not because Dover Tom, because Chashivus. However, the Meiri brings Yesh Meforshim. Lo nishtanu b'rioson. He didn't change the creation. The third possibility. You cannot bring it back to the original state. The kloyos and roasted grains. You know why they're permitted? Because you can always bring it back. And they see if you re-soak the grain in water, what you dried it in an oven, you put it back in water, it goes back to the dry, no value. So the fire changes creation means he cannot retract it. He cannot bring it back to its original reality. So what do we got from the Meiri? The Meiri says, he puts together the Rashba and the Ran. He says, no stira. Changing the fire creation means changing the form. And if it changed from achila, not achila, is also like changing form. Yes, meforshim, changing the form means that you cannot bring it back to the original, you cannot reverse it. And Bates, you can never not reverse. And Klois, you could. That's why Klois are muto. And Bates is also. Okay. Right. So we're saying both are true. And changing the form, that's original Svara. Comes Shmuel as Mechadish from Surah, that Eino Nechal Kemoshu Chai is also a factor that it's like the fire changes creation. It's not a separate thing, it's an added understanding of changing his form. Shini Bri also, that's what Shini Miri, that both are there. Both are, instead of saying either or polarized. Ran, Rashba, no. The Svara of the Rashba is even the Ran agrees that it's like that also will make it as if it changes form. Of what? Of Tsura. Shape. But the Ur changed what? The Tsura. And Shmuel added Eksher Achila, according to the Meiri and the Rashba, and Meiri says also Pshat Neran. Rabbi Hanania ben Akasho, Merotz HaKadosh Baruch Hu Lezak Yisrael Lefika. אם כל זה שנאמר, אני לא בעצם בא הציבור בבדים, שלם, I wanted to print those on שולחנות. מחבר אל המון. בסדר? יש מקום של היד לעבור. שמי רבו, ואומרו לראות מרוסי, וימיך במרוסי, חי איכוני ואין איכוני, וכן איכון בייס ישראל, והגולו וזמן קוראים עם רומי, שמי רבו, ואורך רבו, ויתמר מתאבר וספר, וסומר ויססי, יסדור ויסלם ויסלון ובושו ויחו, ולא בכל רצו ושירוסו ושמוסו נחמצו נעמירו ברומי, על ישראל ועל רבונון ועל תלמידי יואל ועל תלמידי ישראל תלמידי יואל ועל כל בנדוסקים מאורייס וצריך לשמוע די וכל עשר ועשר אינו כל שלמה רבו כי לא מגיס למרחמי חי לריחם זה נרביחו ופו כל המתקדמים שלו יאמר רבי הוא אומר כי שלמה רבו מן שמע יואל כרימונו לכל ישראל הוא אומר ישראל שלו יאמר יעצו מרחמו שלו יאמר לכל ישראל הוא אומר
I have a question, because in Europe,
Go ahead.
in Europe, they do that they, in the winter time,
Yes.
they put out like, something like an iron to heat up.
Chestnuts.
Yeah, and they.
No, we saw,
chestnut.
yeah. Chestnut equipment is getting the fish. You eat it before? You eat it raw chestnut? Yeah.
And what they cook it,
Right.
so you can eat, yeah. Yeah. But if they didn't, we won't out and we can. I wish I never did, because the either side, if you look away on my sheet, I would have nice. Yeah. I know. You can see I have. And things and now it's because of change, we have a nice plan. Give us an advance and what? That's not good. I have a journal. Well, I would think of also these are here. That's, and it will be, that will be natural way. In the future, also should make some more in my hair. But they say they take the hair to the back though, right? They from the back, take it from the back and they bring the front. And also on the here, on the side, you see that one? Oh, they take on the side too? Yes. So I show you, they take from this area, from the. But you feel like. And it just goes back. All the way. Even here, it's sometimes taking here, to here. So they take from our models that area is important. They don't touch. It's some of here of the bias, but that's you know it's I know it's very good. Until you have the side here, you find don't have it, don't air transfer. It's the worst thing. We don't have people stay time. And 15 years later, they look on the other side and the top here also. Even the look over here. Oh, it's fine. So I get a bus club, you know, bus club. Look. But you have to find amounts of care. Look, if you get involved. Actually, if you look at the there, and it could help you reverse some volunteer from the loss or get it back. It's like this, there's like they call this saving.
Right. Quite, if you focus, it's not so simple. I was focused on the whole thing, it's too late.
Also retain. Yes, that's good. I think it's okay, Benny, when you look at my dear, the bed, If the volume is, it's not. If I wouldn't location. Volume. But it's not, we don't. Okay. If you get really, I still so it's like so and there's already they say here, I heard you accident and not that's what that says right here. But if you go see it's not very it's yeah, I got a term. Very like look, it's and stress. You have stamps and you have most of the stamps have is exactly in your balance. So they will, you don't feel it with injection. Injection, too much better, it's nicely. Also, here, small injections, not small injection. Here, very important. Yes, which is rich in battery separated, and the stem cell they have this better to your skull, and that makes you also the no, I thought they yeah, so now it's no one actually. But then it's not.